Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Scared Soldier bringing you another Borderlands 3 video, and in today's video I'm going to be sharing with you the new Calm, Cool, and Collected build with the Seen Dead class mod. So with this build, it's really awesome, honestly, because it's just overall easy to use. Now, shout out to Thick Filla. He obviously has a really cool banjo build and all that stuff, which, you know, is insane. But with this build, what I wanted to do is just be more in the direction of just an easy build, like kind of like a lazy build in a way, where you just freeze enemies, you have infinite action skills, there's nothing really to worry about, you don't have to like end your action skill to get 100% damage to do a whole bunch of stuff. This is just a good overall build to kill the MAYHEM takedown. I did this solo with this build, by the way, and you're going to see in the gameplay. And also, it's just good for mobbing, for bossing, and all that stuff. And you don't need like super special weapons. I mean, by now, if you guys farmed and everything like that, you guys should have some of the weapons I'm going to be showing you. And again, this is with the Seen Dead class mod. So let's get right into it quickly. So of course we have the beautiful Maggie, because that's what's going to help us kill the troopers really quickly. Simple, and obviously mine's anointed with the sentinel, so sweet. Then the recursion, you're going to want to have this when you're going to be fighting Wotan, when he has his shields and stuff like that. You can just shoot outside of his shield with the shock version of the recursion, and then it basically obliterates his shields, and then you can pull out the cutsmans, as you see here, to take out the remainder of his health, which is corrosive, which is perfect. The cutsman does plenty of damage with that, and you can also still use the recursion, but the cutsman does more damage. So use the recursion, take out his shield, and then the cutsman to get down his life. And there's gonna be a lot of krakens and all that stuff around, so just keep using the recursion and the cutsman. And also, if you have trouble getting down the kraken's shields with the recursion, you can just use the cutsman to get down their shields. Now, the awesome shield that I'm using is called the Raid Big Boom Blaster. And what makes this shield so special for this build, it's not... Actually, the build is more about skill points, but look at this shield for a second. The recharge delay is only 1.8 seconds. That's just the basic, okay? The bonus on this is also another minus 40% recharge delay from the 1.8, which is insane. So it's almost 50% reduced. So it takes about 1 second only of recharge delay, just with how the shield is. And I also have an anointment while my sentinel is active. I have increased movement speed, and the faster Zane moves, it means the more gun damage I'm going to output. So my sentinel is going to be up for the majority of the MAYHEM takedown or mobbing in general, because I'm freezing enemies. So I'll have that extra 50% constant movement speed. Again, like I said, this build is just an easy, consistent build. That's why you don't see me using the drone. The next, I have the piss grenade, and I think I have one of the best piss grenades in the game. And again, when this is dropped, the enemies take 20% more damage. And while this grenade is just simply thrown by your sentinel or your digiclone, you get another 25% damage for 6 seconds. So as soon as this grenade is dropped and hits somebody, you're getting an extra 45% gun damage. So pretty sweet. Next, you're going to want to have 2 artifacts, okay? I cannot stress enough. Icebreaker, Victory Rush. Obviously, this is the best one in the game. I might be duping this for a couple lucky subscribers, so stay tuned for that. And the second thing is a Snowdrift idol. Definitely, I wouldn't have been able to do this if I wasn't able to like slide around the map super fast and get away from Rotan, because this guy just shoots an annoying amount of missiles, and it is fucking annoying. So you got to throw on the Snowdrift so you can get around the map, and you can keep moving, and shooting with your cutsman and your recursion, and it keeps you alive, because sometimes you don't always freeze enemies, of course, so your shield does go down. So it's really important to have the Snowdrift as well as the Icebreaker for the majority of the MAYHEM takedown. Let's get to the fun part quickly. We're going to start by going into the double agent tree. So you're going to put 5 points in Synchronicity, all 5 points into Donnybrook, 3 points into Borrowed Time. And as I forgot to mention, the class mod I am using, sorry I didn't get to show you guys that, is obviously the Seen Dead. This is what the Calm, Cool, and Collected build is based around. And again, I'm getting more effectiveness towards my my kill skills, along with Death Follows Close, and it's giving me more points at the Donnybrook, which is more gun damage, playing dirty, although I'm not really spec'd into it, and the rapid fire. But again, this is just more for the description of what this Seeing Dead can do. It's not so much for the points. I have another build for that to take advantage of the other points it gives you. But for this one, it's mostly because of that description right there. Whenever Zane damages an enemy with his weapon, he has a chance to automatically activate all his kill skills. So just to put in perspective, you have infinite action skills and infinite kill skills while you're mobbing with Zane. Pretty much when you have the Seeing Dead, which is insane because you don't have to keep proccing your whatchamacallit there. If you don't have to keep proccing your action skills and stuff like that. You can actually just use a sentinel and just put damage on Wotan, and you have infinite action skills. You don't have to kill anything. You just constantly have that, which is insane. That's why Seeing Dead is so amazing. I love it so much. Now, after you put your points in the double agent tree, again, if you want to equip the Digiclone, you can, and if you do choose to use the Digiclone instead of the Sentinel, I recommend putting 1 point in Fractal Frags, because Fractal Frags is a lot better than the Sentinel, because your Digiclone has a minimum of 2 grenades to throw out in his little short period of life as soon as he spawns in, as soon as he dies, as opposed to the Sentinel, every 15 seconds your piss grenade will come out. Fractal Frags will easily throw a lot more piss grenades, but like I said, this is a very simple, calm build. You know, sit back, freeze enemies, shoot. Your Sentinel is active the whole time. You don't have to worry about like putting back out your Digiclone and things like that, you know. Again, we got to get down to the common cold collected, so we put all the points as you see here. I'm not going to explain everything, guys. It's pretty self-explanatory. The one thing I will explain, though, if you see down below, I don't have any more points in refreshment anymore, and the reason being is because since the Seeing Dead button is so amazing, salvation is constantly active. It's always active salvation. So I have all my health steal right here from salvation. So that's going to bring us to this tree here. And you're going to see how this is set up. You can put 5 points to violent speed, 5 points into violent momentum, 2 points into salvation, 1 point in drone delivery, because like I said, I'm using the drone. It's a very easy, lazy build. But again, yes, you can use the Digiclone, especially if you have anointments that are like on action skill end and stuff like that. But for me, like I said, this is more of a lazy build. So just have our Sentinel chilling and freezing enemies and shit like that. And then of course, 1 point into death follows close, which again is going to be even better because death follows close plus our Seeing Dead button together give us a 50% skill bonus effectiveness. Kill skill bonus anyways, that is, which is sweet. Augments I'm using is the Winter's Drone to give me more chances of freezing enemies, because this is a calm, cool, and collected build. If you're not doing a calm, cool, and collected build, you can use the static field, which is really good as well with a level 1 shield, but I paired that with bad dose. The augments of my shield, again, because I pick up my shield, I use the all-rounder and the deterrence field, because these 3 on the left do not work when you pick up your shield. That's the only thing. So with that being said, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the gameplay. In the background of me doing the Maliwan takedown solo with this exact build. Leave a comment down below on what you guys want to see next, and stay tuned for the next one, guys. It's your boy Scare Soldier signing out. Peace. Here we go with the Maliwan takedown solo gameplay. Here's the modifiers, guys. So I'll just be talking really quickly in the background, just kind of going over the build and kind of how it all came together. So the thing that I want to express the most is how important it is that the focus of this whole build is not necessarily on just the gear and it's not necessarily just that. It's really about where I want everybody to put their skill points at. That for me is what's super important, because obviously we know about what guns work. We've seen a lot of things on YouTube. You know, there's tons of information out there, but I really just find it's important to really spec properly into the tree to optimize your potential with Zane, because the Seeing Dead allows us to do so many different things now. You know what I mean? It makes all your kill skills even stronger. It makes you have infinite kill skills. I mean, it's insane. So you want to kind of maximize this, but again, you also want to have survivability. And now Maliwan Takedown to one of the newer raids out and about in the Borderlands 3 community. So, and it's probably one of the toughest challenges to do solo compared to everything else. Proving Ground's pretty easy, Slaughter Shaft is pretty easy. So that's why I'm showcasing the build here. Now, obviously for the build, what was really important to me was to get at least all the damage. Because I've seen a lot of builds where they're not maximizing synchronicity, they're not maximizing Donnybrook, and simple perks like those are a must-have for Zane. Like, why would you want to lose out on damage because you want an extra reload speed? Like, to me, that doesn't make any sense. The most important things to me is, first of all, depending on what you're going for, which in this build was calm, cool, and collected, that means we have to dedicate a certain amount of points into the tree to get calm, cool, and collected. Now, the fact that seeing dead allows us to basically have infinite kill skills, salvation is constantly up the whole duration. So with that being said, you don't even need refreshment anymore, which is really, really good, because now you can put an extra point into salvation. Also, because this build is so versatile, it's something that I feel like most people with Zane should spec into in terms of the skill tree. Now, weapons, that could be all your choice. That's up to you. But again, the actual concept of the tree is really sick. Like, again, you're not missing any gun damage because we have confident competence, we have the violent speed, violent momentum, we have synchronicity, we have Donnie Brook. We're not really missing anything. We also have a couple points into borrowed time, so we do have some of our action skills up a little longer, which is super important. And also, not to mention the fact that we have Death Follows Close, which basically makes all of our kill skills even better. Now, given we don't have every single kill skill active, like the Plain Dirty or the Violent Violence, but again, it's give and take. You know what I mean? We do have a separate build though for that includes Plain Dirty, but again, which is what do you want really? Because if we say, okay, screw calm, cool, and collected, we're getting tired of that shit. No problem. We can have a new build. Let's put points into Good Misfortune, because that can replace calm, cool, and collected in a different way by using guns like the Stormer, or equipping the Banjo like Thick Filla kind of highlighted, and making the Redistributor SMG and other guns shoot like the Brainstormer, which procs Good Misfortune way better than individually shooting them with a gun. So you have to have weapons that shoot like the Brainstormer, or equip again the Artifact. That's some of the importance of that. But nonetheless, again, to get down the tree, so survivability, you have to get down the tree minimum to get the all-rounder. That's the starter, that's the basics. And then you can't forget about violent momentum and violent speed. Those are two essentials if you want to get good amount of damage from Zane, and especially Mayhem 4, a lot of the enemies, they have a lot of health, so it's really important that we deal a lot of damage, or else, you know, we're gonna be in trouble. Also, the thing is that a lot of the other perks that you see that we didn't spec in, they don't really have a big impact overall on the performance of the game for Zane. Because what I find is really important is, as long as his damage is good and his survivability is good, we're winning. Mag size, shooting grenades from your weapon, having the chance to do that, swapping places with your cone and regenerating your shield, all those things are just kind of extras. They're just really extra, and we only have 48 points to play around with at the end of the day. So it's extremely important that we put them all in the right places that work for Zane. Now again, one of the things though I would suggest, if you do prefer to use the Digiclone instead of the Sentinel, is simply to equip the Digiclone instead of the Sentinel, and instead of putting the 1 point in the drone delivery, you take that point and you put it into the fractal frags. Because yes, I must admit, your Digiclone, he throws out way more grenades than your Sentinel, or at least has more potential. Because every 15 seconds, your Sentinel drops out a piss grenade, and the anointment of the piss grenade lasts 6 seconds. On the Digiclone, on the other hand, his duration normally is about 14 seconds without borrowed time. As soon as you spawn him in, he throws a grenade. Boom, that's 1 piss. Now, he's most likely going to get killed really fast in Mayhem 4, unfortunately, but he gets killed really quickly. And with that being said, he's going to throw another grenade just for dying. So you get 2 grenades thrown within within his lifespan. Let's say he doesn't die. He goes through his whole duration. He goes through the whole 14 seconds. He's dropping a second grenade, while your Sentinel's only dropping 1. That's not to mention, every time you kill somebody, your clone has a 30% chance to throw another piss grenade. So we're talking about in the minimum of his lifespan, he can throw 2 piss grenades at the minimum. And within that duration that he has, you killing enemies, he can throw at least another 1 or 2 grenades. So your clone is doubling to tripling the amount of grenades your clone is throwing in 15 seconds. Which is really good because, again, you saw the piss grenade. It's giving you another 45% extra gun damage for free for just throwing a freaking grenade. You know what I mean? So it's pretty impressive. Now, lastly, what I wanted to address is some of the weapons again. Now, the most important thing, I've been doing this melee one takedown quite a bit now, and you've seen a lot of videos on YouTube. Again, as I talked about previously, the guns you want to use, Cutsmans, all these things are just a must. And again, with this build, which is really great, is that it doesn't really matter their anointments too much. The anointments will only better the build, but it doesn't make the build, because as you see, you know, for the most part, my action skills are active the whole duration of this time that I'm playing. So I have constantly pretty much good immunity towards damage. Yes, there is some elemental puddles that will do some damage to me, or somebody with a shock thing will do some damage and it'll break my shield and get through the barrier. But for the most part, I'm just walking around, I'm in a little bubble, nobody can really do a lot of damage to me. I just go around, headshot people, freeze them, reset my my action skills, which is infinite, and I have infinite kill skills, and it's a very easy build. Because a lot of the times too, I find people are looking for like just a nice, easy build. Given Mayhem 4 on the Mali 1 takedown is still like a challenge a little bit. You still have to know what you're doing. You still have to know the spots on where to shoot the actual enemies to get the most amount of damage. But for the most part, it's really important that, you know, you have the basics with you. You know, the foundation of this build is perfect because, again, you have your infinite kill skills, infinite action skills. You're not taking a lot of damage most of the time. Your sentinel, just for it being up, gives you movement speed because of, well, the anointment on my shield. And also, you get that constant 50% bonus cryo damage while your sentinel is active, which in my personal opinion, I like consistency. Now, there is a lot of anointments like add action skill and or whatever, you get an extra 100% gun damage for a short amount of time. I think it is 10 seconds. But again, once your clone dies, you lose synchronicity, one of the bonuses from synchronicity, which is 20% gone, because you have to have 2 action skills up to get the max out of synchronicity. And if your clone dies, which means action skill end, that means you only have 1 action skill up, which means synchronicity is only working once instead of twice. So you make up that damage by constantly having your sentinel up that never dies and your barrier up, so you constantly have synchronicity working for you. And not to mention the fact that, again, you get another 50% gun damage. So you constantly have that 70%. So yes, on action skill end, maybe you're getting that extra 30% more because you get 100%. But we are constantly doing 70% more damage than the Digiclone. And I like constant. And as you see here, I have no trouble killing the enemies. It takes a couple shots with the Maggie for these little troopers. There's no issues for me. And you see my survivability is pretty great. Now, obviously, I'm showing you more cutscenes, because if I was to go through the whole thing, it would take a little longer. Because, I mean, given on the bridge, it kind of sucks. There's quite a few enemies. But again, you just have to know how to shoot them and where to shoot them from. Now, lastly, I wanted to say something, because when you're going to see me go against Wotan, right, you're going to see me being a dumbass, because I forgot how exactly the recursion shotgun worked. And it took me about maybe halfway through the fight to figure it out. But again, you guys can kill him way faster than I did. And that's by simply just, with the recursion, what you want to do is, you know, you can shoot at his barrier that's around him. You don't actually have to go inside the barrier with the recursion. You can just shoot the outer part of the barrier without even having to go in and do some dirty work, and it will do a hell of a lot of damage and melt his shields. I was being a dumbass, and I was just trying to get over top of his shield or go inside and shoot him with the recursion, because I thought that's how you get more damage, but it's not true. So I could have killed him a lot faster, but nonetheless, that didn't matter. And I also got a weird glitch, because I killed everything. There was nothing around the map And whatever happened, it never said takedown completed. But everybody was dead. Wotan was killed, his upper half was killed, his brain was killed. There was no enemies left on the site. But yet it glitched out and said, no, that's it, you know. But yeah, guys. So with that being said, the next build that's coming out is going to be more tailored to a little more aggressive style. I'm still going to try to bring that maximum survivability out of it. But again, Calm Cool Collected is probably the best if you don't want to use the banjo. If you do want to use the banjo, then banjo is the artifact that I'm talking about. And if you don't want to use that artifact, then Good Misfortune is unfortunately not going to be a good way to keep up all of your action skills. So meaning you're going to have a lot of your action skills drop, and that's it. You know, so we like to have infinite action skills. You know, we're pretty accustomed to having them. So I think we all like infinite action skills. So if you do want to use the Good Misfortune and not go all the way down to Calm, Cool, and Collected, I recommend, like Thick Filla put out there, his YouTube channel, guys. A shout out to Thick Filla again, if you guys want to see how that whole setup is. But again, that's pretty much that, guys. So you're gonna see me go to kill Wotan really soon, guys. So that's all I wanted to say. I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of the video. If you guys liked the video, smash the like button for your boy. It helps the channel grow, guys. And don't forget to subscribe so you guys don't miss a video. I'll be bringing you another Zane build very soon. Probably, I'm gonna say on a Tuesday, just before Christmas. So you guys get a little early Christmas present for y'all Zane builds, a little more aggressive one at that. But yeah, so you still see the modifiers, nothing changed, there's no cheat codes and bullshit, and I jumped out or nothing, and I had my friends help me. Solo dolo. And as I said before, you could have killed them way faster than me. I was just a dumbass because I forgot about how the recursion shotgun works, because I haven't used it in a while. I've been messing around with the MP5 and stuff. But that's it, guys. Enjoy the Wotan fight. It's your boy Scare Soldier signing out. Peace!
Back away. Take a look at me, little friend! known for 1 to 4 badasses round here. Magic wall! Ta-da! Nothing like cover when you're getting shot at.
We will assimilate your toys and sell knockoffs.
Savage! Better leave before you get hurt. Need some cover! Still got it.
Threat assessment. Your team. Say goodbye to your body and face and stuff.
Don't you cross this line! It's possible you picked the wrong battle. This should cover my arse for a bit. some personal space! Death comes for us all! But you first! Magic wall! Ta-da! Nothing like cover when you're getting shot at. Deadly!